Do you know that the average size of a grung cock is...
Gorgonzola.
Oh!
I mean, to be fair, you would know a lot about the grungs. I
First off, wait, the average size of a human cock is gorgonzola. First off, that's painful. If your dick looks like gorgonzola, go get it fucking checked.
That's
Like
not
Jesus.
even remotely what he said.
Don't correct
That's
him, it's
what
funny.
that's,
Oh, no,
that's
no,
what
wait.
I fucking heard.
Yeah,
I
no.
heard him say the average size of a human dick, and then I heard Ranna go gorgonzola. That's all I heard in that conversation.
To be fair, even I'm wrong with this. Because I was there going, yes, you would know a lot about grungs, and then I remembered, no, that's slad. Same kind of froggy thing, but a different thing entirely.
I don't purposely try to add frogs to everything. I just... A lot of my games just seem to go towards frogs.
Frogs are more drones, one or the other.
Grungs are just on the mind because I'm throwing like 30 of them on Monday not next week, next fortnight? Next fortnight.
Yeah.
In Chocobo
Have
Sat,
the fun
in the Echoes
ability
game,
of-
there is quite literally a city run by grung. Like, they're not called grungs in 3.5, but it's the frog people. It's essentially
They're
grungs.
bullywugs.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be
No,
interesting to see what
they're
happens to
completely
the
different than
orphanage.
I
It's
still,
gonna be so interesting to see what happens to that orphanage after you gave the child,
because
after First Slave gave the child a fucking wand of summon monsters too.
I've been
Sorry,
going,
I thought you were talking about my game for a second. I've just done the orphanage angle.
because I've been going back to watch Chocobo's games just to catch myself up in time for returning to it. And I'd still laugh at the fact that she managed to get away with 4 of the shopkeepers in that Bullywog town. Quite literally being called Gabble, Gibble, Gebble, Gobble. We have not discovered Gubble yet.
It's okay. In our Starfinder campaign, the dude running the tailor shop had a hand for a head. His name was Hans, and the hat section was labeled gloves.
I still need to sort out some of that stuff.
What was the name of that clothing shop actually?
Brookbanks. His name is Hans Brookbanks.
Nice.
I still need to sort out some of that stuff in
Brookbanks, the
time
man with
for
hand.
next Wednesday's Starfinder again. Not Starfinder, that's tomorrow. Spelljammer.
You'll finally meet Jamie's new character this week.
Oh
Is
yeah,
there
no.
another one?
No, he fucking got himself killed.
Of course, yeah. No, I remember this. He's a magus now, isn't he?
No, that's in Leigh's game.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. So he's done it again.
Like, well, in my
Damn it!
Killjoy, in my Killjoys, my Starfinder game, they're in this like underground complex, and this entity they were speaking to, they were clearly warned before they went in.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
don't be
This is the one where he
disrespectful to
wouldn't
him.
apologize, so he got fucked.
I love the
Yeah.
It
fact.
wasn't that he just wouldn't apologize; he was just deliberately belligerent towards him.
I love the fact that this episode will be going up on YouTube before the next Spelljammers game, so I could quite literally just pull this up and just have the Jack scream at Jamie before Jack even arrives for the game.
Hey, I can put that in an audio file for you. Just let me
Ooh,
know.
speaking of as well, I know I keep getting distracted here. I really should say greetings everyone and welcome back to the Devil Darlings. But did you see that they revealed Jack as a champion in Legends of Runeterra today, Santa? Like the
Sorry. My mind was like, wait, sorry. Why is Jack a legend in Champions?
I
of
mean,
Rune-
I mean to
right.
be fair,
Like,
now that I look at Jack's design, he does have this Jack's beard, at least.
That's true. Like, first off, great, wonderful that he's a champion. That's fantastic that he's an exclusive champion now.
I didn't realize that you said Jax. Like, I thought you just was like, oh yeah, Jack, because right after talking about his like
Oh no,
voice.
Yeah, no, the character
basically.
is called Jack.
Jack the Winner. Jax is already a champion. It's
Yeah.
Jack the Winner.
That's
Is
who
his
I
full.
thought you were
Yeah.
talking about.
Basically, they
Yeah,
decided
I
to.
thought she was saying Jack though because I was like, wait, sorry, when was Jack going to tell me he was fucking famous?
Basically, they decided, yes, the shark people are very popular in Legends of Runeterra. How about we actually give them their own story arc, an actual ship, and everything?
Maybe they'll finally realize that monstrous characters work and people are fine with them and that they sell.
I mean,
Look
they have
at
taken notice that everyone is thirsty for Mako.
they've taken notice that you're thirsty for.
You talk about like probably League of Legends. I mean, they're thirsty for everything.
That is also true.
That is true. There's
Also,
probably Skarner porn somewheres on the internet.
no, he was the one that got bottom of the poll for that. No, wait, no, he wasn't. He wasn't bottom of the poll. There were people lower than
No,
Skarner
there were people lower
stands.
than Skarner. Yeah.
Which, to be fair, in a game where there's children, that makes sense. Or at least I hope that's the reason why.
Yeah, the
Surely
children
it shouldn't
Yeah.
children
count.
shouldn't have even been on the fucking poll in the first place. I was just like, what the fuck?
So, last time, you all decided.
On the dark tides of no.
No, that's next week. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? I will
On
do
the
a
rune
check.
tides of Dark Terror.
Too late. Waffleberg's here. What's up? What
You
are we
all
doing?
decided that you was going to go after the embodiment of wrath.
Okay, you're just ignoring the Waffleberg. All right.
You, I'll pay attention to the Waffleberg when it's next Tuesday,
Yeah.
if I'm not
All
dead
right.
again. Because my god, the job centre recently has decided, screw your Tuesday every other week.
I love listening to your torment, but we are getting a little bit distracted
Yes,
again. That being
you,
said, do take care of yourself.
yeah, you decided to go after Wrath, a Naga-like being whose upper half keeps shifting form, that keeps ripping through the Feywild into this realm and destroys everything in its path, as if it's searching for something. You talked with a few people who have been tracking its pathway, and you realized that its next target would be a city a bit over. I have fully forgotten what the city was called, even if I gave it a name.
Bob.
Then again, I don't think anyone actually even asked what the city's name was. So
No,
it's
I don't
fine.
think we
Nope.
did.
We did not, so it's fine. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. I don't have it in my notes, so you're good.
You all got onto the ship. We all realised the ship had scanned you all in. There was a couple of errors that popped up during the scanning, but no one paid too much attention to it because it had just been rebuilt. Who knows? Maybe still some glitches in there. You discovered that it had fabricated a room for everyone, but some of the rooms were a bit iffy, to put it lightly. And in doing so, you made it over to the other city. You discovered it had been attacked recently by a Nautiloid, and that one of the guards had a tadpole in them.
Funny.
You managed to get rid of the tadpole while the rest of you visited a nearby tavern. And you discovered that this city pretty much has a hate boner for tieflings for some reason, seeing them as the devil spawn. Quite literally in this case, I guess, but you get what I mean.
God.
You also discovered
Yes,
that this
very
tavern
much.
has a habit of taking the heads of those that they don't like and mounting them on a wall.
I aspire to that, to be honest. Like,
That is disturbing at all.
Misskiff got very angry at the anti-tiefling sentiment.
Yep. And as you all, aside from Au-Zuk, who stayed behind to have a drink, left the tavern, Cog got a message in their mind, stating something along the lines of, "We want to return. We need aid. We are calling for assistance." And I believe Cog decided to go follow that.
cock. Thanks, Bren. That was supposed to be my inside thoughts, not outside thoughts.
That was supposed to be I said the outside thoughts inwards and the inward thoughts outwards. But
Guess it's
yes,
really how you feel about Cog, huh?
let me just scroll up to see if things were done on that. They were not. So, Cog, you said that you were going to follow this voice.
Yeah.
I'm going to need everyone that's there aside from Au-Zuk, because Au-Zuk is currently in the bar, in the tavern, still drinking, to make me a perception.
Excellent. I've accidentally solved my I'm not quite ready problem.
Okay.
I'm need to go to the bathroom.
Aye.
Maybe.
So, Sanna and Misskiff doesn't quite notice. The Marquis, however, yeah, you catch your friend wandering off, just without a word.
As the Marquis sees Cog wandering off, his instant thought is adventure, and he just instantly just following her, just like boom, 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 boom.
Yep. I'll allow Sanna and Misskiff to roll a perception again. This time with advantages, unlike Cog. Marquis is not a silent person.
No, despite the fact that he's a rogue.
You'd think the big clanking robot would be less silent.
Thing is, the big clinking robot looks humanoid, whereas the giant hippo man that stands like fucking 3 feet above everybody else and is just a massive wall of flesh that just runs through doors. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Sanna, you do notice the Marquis pretty much turning on the heel and then just, I won't say dashing or running, but more jovially stomping down
Yeah,
the road.
there's a pep to his step.
Jolly stomping. That's my new favourite sentence.
I mean, it is.
Uh,
That is the best way to describe the Marquis's walking when it's adventure in hand. But yeah, you do notice the Marquis heading off.
Where are they going? I'm just gonna pat anyone who is near me and point at them and then go after them.
Unusor would be near you, as well as Misskiff, who is on Unusor's shoulder, if I recall. Because I know me and Dion were having this discussion trying to remember who they were on. I believe it was Unusor and not Marquis. So Unusor will just look, and then look to where they're walking off. Perhaps we should follow them. Wouldn't it be wise to split up in this kind of city? Especially for ones that could cause as much trouble as them. I mean, I'm
This
not.
is Unusor. He probably
I
said
know.
something before, like, if we remove their legs, they can't walk away.
I'm not. I'm not saying that's a bit of trouble wouldn't go amiss in this town, but I'd prefer it more
if,
go up in flames than just reduce to rubble.
if we gouge out everyone's eyes, they won't be able to see anything.
And if we take
Sounds
their
about
tongues,
right.
they won't be able to tell anybody.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, great imitation, everybody.
Anna's already slithering after them.
Okay. I'll say that Unusor is following as well, just so we're not leaving them behind. Au-Zuk, now you can make me a perception.
Yes. A perception?
Yeah.
Oh
Just to
boy,
see if
here's
you've
an
noticed
actual dice roll. At least 5.
at least 5.
I don't remember what my modifier is. Oh, shit, that actually loads stuff up. Good job, I've rolled 20 on my other screen. Oh, it's rolled the wrong one. Of course it has.
Unfortunate.
Oops. When did it get dark in here? That is illegal.
I mean, whatever you rolled on your physical dice, it's a +3 to it.
8.
Yeah, you don't notice the rest just leaving you behind in the tavern.
Fair.
So you just go back to your drink.
Yeah. I rolled the right one this time.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I would have you make me a perception, but given Unusor has decided to follow Sanna, who's following the Marquis and everyone, you don't really have a choice in this unless you hop off Unusor.
I mean, I joked just before I left, but I was probably think I was already muted. That the reason that Sanna probably failed the first check It's because Misskiff jumped on her head.
Ah, okay. But Cog, as you're heading down these streets, make me a
Hello.
wisdom save.
Hello.
Let's ju-
Wisdom save.
David is back, by the way.
David!
I'm telling them that you're home.
David,
17.
adventure awaits. 17, okay.
Adventure awaits. Adventure
Adventure.
awaits.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
But yeah, as you're wandering down the streets, you pause a quick bit just to try and get your bearings. And the voice is struggling to enter your head this time. So you can't really get a good position of where it is coming from, but you do at least hear the voice slightly. Just call out, "Your presence is needed. We are nearby. Nearby."
Just telepathically to start, I was like, where are we going?
Where'd you come from? Where did you go?
Got Joe.
Telepathically to who?
You.
If Cog can respond back to this individual, it would be more along the lines of, where exactly?
Sanna would just shrug her shoulder, being like, I don't know. They're walking off. I don't think it's wise to, you know,
If I,
have them wander off. They are our fucking lift out of here.
if I recall right with telepathy, you need to see the individual, but then again, it's not seeing you and it's able to do so.
Yeah.
So what message are you sending back?
Uh, where exactly are you?
The world is dark, dark. The lights blinded her, blacked out.
Can't hear.
Christ, even the plot points are playing the pronoun game.
Only have sound to go off and feeling. Metal bars, snapping jaws, a chair rocking.
Can Cog discern any sort of location that
Discern.
is like?
Sorry.
Yes, I know that's probably not the right word. Brain.
I know what you meant.
It's nearly. It's just like you just slightly off pronounced it. That's why he was making.
See, I do that by accident, even if I know the word, because sometimes my tongue gets tied, and I've just learned that I save face by just repeating it immediately after. This spreads to other people that say things as well, apparently now.
So, given that you're new in this city and you quite literally don't even know the name of this city, it's going to be kind of difficult to know what kind of shops there are here.
Hmm.
What I will allow you to do, however, is you can make me a wisdom check to see if you can connect with this thing. To try and get an idea, basically like a ping of where it could be.
Alright. So that is an 18.
What, sorry?
18?
18. So, you just kind of pause there. For everyone else, it just looks like you've just stood still. But as you do, try and focus, try and connect. You get kind of
Their
like a.
IP address.
You have doxed them. You get kind of like a ping a few streets over.
Following the ping.
Yep.
I would say is that if they're just standing there trying to connect, the Marquis, who is probably like just already behind them, is just playing bongos on their head before they start moving.
I imagine if you could hear it, it's like the very old dial-up sound.
I imagine it's not even Cog making that; it's the Marquis making the sound behind him. Just like
So,
In telepathically to Cog. Cog, where are we going?
Looking for someone.
Misskiff,
Looking for someone. Hey.
Misskiff,
Hmm?
as you connect to
Yes.
Cog's mind, you make me a wisdom save.
You've entered the World Wide Web.
Yeah, the last thing we need to give Dion is the fucking internet stone.
Wait, what is wrong with my sheet?
Instead of a bag of people, it's just a bag and it just
No,
has
no,
AOL dial-up on it.
My sheet says on saving throws, strength, dexterity, constitution, willpower,
Oh yeah,
psionics,
psionics.
charisma.
What?
yeah, they added psionics. They updated the sheets.
Oh yeah, no.
It's
Intelligence has become willpower. Willpower psionics. What?
Mine's still the same.
Mine's changed.
not.
Oh god, mine has
I,
changed as well. There's probably an options thing. Willpower is just fucking willpower is
Hello,
your
welcome to the voice chat.
wisdom, psionics is your intelligence. It's because I'm a spelljammer's race, and I don't know why it is for you.
Oh, that's weird. I don't
Um,
like
maybe
it.
because I'm an aberrant mind sorcerer.
yeah,
I have
I think
psionics and
that's
willpower as well.
Yeah, I think it's
okay.
just
Then
done
it's
it to
none of
everyone.
that.
So I guess I roll a psionics save. I get it makes sense. I
Yes.
guess.
Yes, it's
I
yes.
didn't interfere.
Psionics is intelligence.
Well,
Willpower
it's
is wisdom.
wisdom.
So yes.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, is psionics wisdom?
Yeah, it's in the place of wisdom.
I hate that.
I
That's
have
going to be
come.
confusing.
He's come.
It's in the same.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's replaced where wisdom used to be, so I'm guessing it's wisdom.
What's going on?
Because it used to be
Your character
constitution,
sheet and see
intelligence,
what
wisdom,
the
then charisma.
wisdom and int is.
Well, out of
My
character
wisdom
that
and int is
thing.
wisdom and int.
In
Yeah, it's
character.
changed
following
on
dog.
some of our seats.
Change in Star Plunder.
The fuck? It says wisdom and int for me, so I guess I'm not special.
Hey, I'm
It
the
says
same way, bro.
willpower and psionics.
Yeah, I just clicked on your sheet and it's saying willpower and psionics for me as well.
No,
I'm gonna put my
Okay,
guess
no, I
out
think-
here. I reckon everyone who used the character mancer got it.
No, I use
I
character
No.
mancer.
character
I don't.
man.
I don't use character man.
Oh, this is what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
I'm the same. I don't use
for
it.
like Ranna and that lot where they're saying
I'm just used to
they're
everyone
still
using it. I
seeing
guess it's one of my
intelligence and
plans.
wisdom. I open up their sheets and I see willpower and psionics.
It might be a
on.
locational thing then.
Anyway,
I'm in the same region as you.
Either way.
I don't know.
Weird.
I'm used to it being intelligence than wisdom, so
So just to quickly catch David up.
It's not like
Following
that
up
in my
from
other campaigns. Something changed in this campaign that made it switch.
following up from
Yeah.
last session where Cog got a message, they've decided to try and follow this, and the party has basically decided to follow along beside them. Aside from Au-Zuk, who has stayed behind to drink at that tavern.
That tavern did have good food.
It also had heads on the wall.
Yes.
What good tavern does not?
Heads of sentient
It's fine.
sapient
This
being.
it's fine. This is where I release the gas and knock him out.
You know what? That would be karma. We're just missing the Nazi pub.
Nancy date rape pub.
Never gonna escape the Nancy date rate, Bob.
It's
No.
made a comeback.
Never.
Well, I have no idea if that's going to have
Kinda.
to be edited.
That's why I didn't. That's why I only said Nazi
Past
pub.
the... It's past the like first few minutes. We're fine.
Well, it's supposed to be the other
reverted-
way around.
No,
Like,
they reverted a lot of their language changes.
I know,
that they did.
I only know this because animated things specifically. If there's an animated thing, it will get notified for YouTube Kids unless you say "fuck" in the first 5 seconds. So sometimes you'll click on an animated thing, and the first thing you hear is "fuck."
Yeah. So, Misskiff,
Yeah.
did you connect telepathically to Cog? Cog and Misskiff both hear the echoed whispering of, "Another has connected. Another hears the call. Call.
The fuck?
Another comes to our aid."
The fuck?
Having played Baldur's Gate 3, I immediately this.
Yeah.
There's someone else in your brain, Cog.
Yes.
That's disconcerting.
Better
Here's the
not
thing.
to leave.
Remember that you, Misskiff, can connect to everyone at the same time to talk telepathically.
I can, but at this point I was only speaking directly to Cog.
Yep. I just needed to make sure of that.
Because when I speak to everyone at the same time, I'm literally broadcasting.
Yeah, because if you broadcasted, I would have had everyone make will saves.
That includes
No
all
wisdoms.
of the people that are not in the party.
That's what I mean. It'd be to everyone,
No,
not just
you can
like
do so.
our party. You
You
said
can-
I couldn't. You said when I was open, it was broadcast, just completely open broadcast.
It broadcasts to the party because you choose to open it to the party. Essentially, but it's the brain
Okay.
gen.
Yeah, because when we first discussed this, you were like, "No, it's open. It's just like you're just broadcasting to everyone when you're doing it that way."
I thought I
When we
said that you
first
could do
discussing
it
this
to.
item.
I thought it said you could do it to everyone. Oh, anyway, it's not really like it's got that much anyway at the moment.
No. But she's not broadcasting. She's speaking directly to Cog.
Yep.
Is this who you're looking for?
Yes.
Do you know them?
No, but they do seem to need help.
What if they're more of those tadpole things that the Marquis removed?
Doesn't seem like tadpole.
No?
It's
Oh
been
no, I just don't.
blinded, whatever it is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a tadpole. Actually, no, I blended one up.
Alright. We'll stick with you.
Thank you.
Wouldn't sticking with people be an interesting concept?
And then immediately switches back focus to Sanna as like,
There's another voice in Cog's head telling them to come help them.
Great.
Like one I actually heard, so it's actually a different person
It should be
telling them
noted
to
this
go
is happening
somewhere.
while you're still all moving.
yeah.
This is disconcerting.
This is only to Sanna, because unless I do that, unless I do it directly to a person, I broadcast.
Get
Which
away.
I don't want to do. So I'm only speaking to Sanna right now.
I imagine, given that Misskiff has shown slight concerns, the Marquis will be getting a slight message also,
She
letting them know.
knows.
She knows. Misskiff has been in my head.
Must eliminate the knowing one.
Oh no,
Must
not
kill
that.
the tiny one.
As you first, it should just state that all you hear is just like the equivalent of wind blowing. Before he's just like, wait, sorry, what? Wait, she knows about what? Do I have to kill her now?
In
Sorry,
the head, just like,
Sorry,
I can eat her.
Sorry, I switched off my thinky parts.
Why do I imagine the Marquis' brain when it's not actively thinking about something is just elevator music?
Yeah.
no, it's just like, hello, my baby, hello, my honey.
Hello, my ragtime gal.
The Marquis is just like, do I need to kill her?
No kill. Nothing like that.
I didn't say kill. Oh shit, yes I did, didn't I?
Mm.
Weird time we're living in. Anyway, what's going on exactly? I'm following
There
you. Is
is
this?
something.
Ooh, I like
Still,
some things. Some
not a
things are fun. Not a tadpole.
not a
Oh,
tadpole.
all right, all right. Well, I like some things that aren't tadpoles. Unless they're frog tadpoles. If they're frog tadpoles, if they're fine. If they're octopodian tadpoles, then fuck it. But
It's
Kitty.
disconnected.
that's not a cat. That's a dog, by the way. Just
It sounded like a cat.
I know it's because
Fuck is wrong with your dog?
he's old and he's very unhappy and he's half blind and he's not actually our dog. We just watch him. So he's a little bit upset that his mother isn't around.
Oh,
I know. You'll get over it soon, and then
I'm
he'll
sad
become
now.
a chipper stuff.
so
Yeah, he's fine though.
uh, as you do travel, you eventually come to where you believe the ping is coming from, Gog. You see a shop in front of you. Its signage slightly rusty and swinging off one hinge, with the iconography of what seems to be a readied bear trap. And you see the language underneath it. In common read, Grilski's pelts and trophies.
Oh,
The ping, however, doesn't seem to be coming from the front door, but rather around the back.
Og will probably be making their way around back.
Oh, return.
Can we see what this place is called?
Wait, call.
Yeah,
Are we?
it's called
we-
Grilski's pelts and trophies.
Just kind of
Grimsky
like
Hotel.
it thinks.
This place makes me feel concerned.
Oh yes, no, 107%. Cog, are we breaking in?
Hmm. Unless you think they'll give it to us alive.
The sign is literally a bear trap. I mean, we could just go in through the front and ask them, "Hey, you got some weird-looking psionic thing that can connect to my
Well,
friend here?"
I have an idea. If there's someone at the front, if you know where it is and you can tell me where it is, I can go look for it while you guys keep him busy. If you really want to help this thing.
Hmm.
I'm little enough that he probably wouldn't see me. And I don't particularly want to be seen by this person anyway.
I suppose we could do the old Rochambeau.
It's up to you,
Hmm.
Cog.
Not sure if I can transfer the ping.
It's talked to me.
Just gonna kind of focus solely on Cog's mind again and try and find that connection.
These sort of things can be a little bit dangerous if it's a creature capable of this level of psionics directly connecting to it. If you are not as trained, I suppose
I'm
it
also
could be
psionic then.
dangerous. Fair, fair. I
Hmm.
suppose you are. I apologize. I did not mean to
Um,
demean your skills like that.
But I meant that's what she's doing. She's focusing in solely on Cog, and she's trying to find that connection, like telepathically.
Do we want to see if I can help transfer the ping without fucking anything over?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see if we can do.
This
Is
is
that something
Dion.
we can do, Leigh?
Give me a sec.
Got a mouthful! Get
I
her!
was wondering why she wasn't answering. Get him! Let's
I
start combat while he's eating.
quite literally like 5 or 10 minutes ago, I got handed a ball of crunchy nut. So, I'm going to want both Misskiff and Cog to make me wisdom saving throws, or whatever the new version of
Are,
it is in these. I don't know.
are we
Psionics, I think.
saying it's psionic?
It's no. So psionics is wisdom, and
That's what she's
willpower
asking
is
Yeah.
for.
intelligence. On roll 20, yes.
She's
Is
I got
asking for
psionics on roll 20.
psionic.
Yeah.
I think Leigh something changed. I don't know which 5e character sheet you use, but I think something changed in the game options because it's not like that in any of my other games.
Yeah, I'm trying to see
So
what it is, but I can't figure it out. It's weird.
What's different that you do in this game compared to the other games?
it might be the character sheet itself,
I
but
mean,
it's fine.
here's the thing. This one
But
was
not
set up
everyone's
before every
getting
other
it.
game because this isn't like a new channel thing for new game. This is the one that we use for season 1.
Yeah, it's
Wait. Don't you guys have subscriptions
I
to
don't.
this thing?
I don't. I do, but
but it wouldn't affect.
it wouldn't affect everybody.
Give me a minute, I'll work it out.
I think it is just Roll20 has updated some
What is it?
stuff.
Consolidated
Well, I
proficiency.
remember seeing some ads for it. Like there's some
It'll
new stuff
it'll
that's going to
be
be getting integrated, but
it'll be fine.
I don't know,
We
fun.
can sort it out. It's, we know psionics is we know psionics is fucking wisdom and
Willpower.
willpower intelligence.
Wisdom, yeah, psionics is
Um,
wisdom, willpower is intelligence. Which you'd
Yep.
think it'd be the other way around, but it's not.
It,
so.
it is, but yeah, for some ungodly reason. So yeah, so it's fine. We can sort it out afterwards.
Yeah. Either way, I assume that we were going off the Sonic, so a 16 and a 17.
Yep.
You do both hear the voice again. A bit quiet, but just about enough if you focus on it that you can hear it. You are close now. You're outside. Enter, friend, and save us.
I'll say to it, show me where you are. You give Cog a ping. Do it for me.
It will attempt to give you a ping. And it's faint, but you do see essentially but what Cog did, where it is coming from the back rather than the front of the shop.
Got it. Alright. Well, you guys go and I'll jump down to the ground and sneak in round your ankles.
Be careful, many things have died doing that.
I don't have ankles.
Yes, that is true. You don't have. Do you not have legs, or do you just have one big leg?
it'd be more coils than ankles.
Can you consider this one big leg?
I suppose you. I mean, it's a perceptional thing, really, upon the aspects of biological reality for whatever your species is. So I suppose we could.
I mean, if it counts as one leg, you quite literally get in a half price discount on boots.
Piss off. So let's hold on. I apologize. What are we doing again? I got distracted by the fact that our friend here only has one giant leg. We're going
Well,
in, right? And you're
yeah.
doing a little hippity hoppity, sneaking around.
Hippity hoppity, get
Wonderful.
off my property.
Great. How are we doing this? Cog.
Hmm.
You want to do hippo hunt?
Leigh,
Yes.
what is the ground like? Is it like dirt?
That noise.
Cobblestones.
Is there dirt on the cobblestones?
Maybe like in between
Gutter,
them.
maybe? Is there a gutter?
There's a gutter.
I'm gonna jump into the gutter and roll in it. so
Okay.
that my fur is not pure white anymore.
Oh no,
Camouflage.
she's taking a turn for the inlay.
Make me a
Just to
Constitution
make it.
saving throw.
It's just so I'm less obvious.
Yes, but it
Well,
is
that's
also
not
city
fair.
character.
It's true.
Who
So-
the fuck is screaming?
That
Doggo.
would be
That's
the
a
dog.
dog.
He's
Only
very
I may
angry.
scream.
He's moved on from grief that his mother isn't around to anger that his mother isn't around.
So, as you hop into this gutter, this drain, and start to roll around, getting your fur all mucked up, you do feel a bit of like a pinprick in your side. And then you feel a bit sick.
Oh no, it's heroin.
I mean, it is a discarded needle.
Wait, it's Twitch getting his revenge.
Like,
I don't feel good.
But now you
Wait,
feel
what?
great.
Hold on. Okay, I guess we're doing Sable Hunt.
what?
Can you play dead?
Yeah, but I could easily just sneak around while you guys are distracting him.
Alrighty, but if you puke in his belfers, it's not my fault.
Kind of hops down into the ground, fur now muddied, but also
Yep.
feeling a little.
I'm assuming you're also removing the needle.
Yeah.
Yep. It pretty much is as you expect, like one of those.
It's a plunge needle.
Yeah. Says
She
you
jumps
put
out, pulls a
potentially some
plunge needle
junky,
out of her side and tosses it.
potentially some junkie left it behind. But luckily you didn't get in that one, so you know it's fine. Just a little bit sick.
Has anybody seen Au-Zuk?
I think he was drinking in the bar.
Wait, did nobody tell him that we were okay? We'll fix that issue in a bit. I think I know how to distract the person inside.
I mean, I think your personality will do.
Oh, thank
Yeah, I mean-
you. Wait a second. No, that was a
Very much
compliment.
a
Thank
motley
you.
crew.
That was
But-
totally a compliment.
I'm taking it as a compliment, and seeing as the only perception that matters in this universe is mine, woohoo! On that note, yes, let's go. Let's the Marquis
I'm
is-
going to stealth using these guys as cover
Okay.
to get
The-
when
the-
we're in the shop.
The funny thing is, she could just hang on to the back of the Marquise's boot, which is because his legs are probably wider than she is, until we get to the fucking thing.
So as you
To help, Sanna is also going to slither very much all across the floor to keep the Misskiff out of sight.
so as you enter the shop, is there anyone staying outside or are you all entering?
I don't like how you asked to try and make that distinction.
I mean, it probably is smart that we have a lookout of some sort.
I will remain outside.
Okay. So as
I
the-
try to look as menacing and imposing as possible.
Shop literally too small for this guy.
Yes,
Try not to attract
doors.
guys.
He tries to look as menacing. Jeez, don't scare the kids, man.
So- I will say that while you are outside, for the most part, nothing much is happening. You do see someone slowly creep up and try and discard something in the gutter, but just with a scowl from you, they quickly repocket it, but like, no, not worth it. Nope.
Ugh.
Littering.
I'm just thinking
My
the fucking the Martians from the Muppets. Nope, 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 nope,
It's
nope,
actually
nope, 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 nope.
They've got like the trembles. You can assume that they've probably just shot up on something right now. So it's a case of, yeah, discard. No, I can't discard it. No, someone's watching. Someone's watching. Someone's angry and watching. But for those
It's
who...
a very, very lucid person that is on drugs.
It's a very sobering thing when you look up and see a large dragon-like being staring down at you with probably malicious intent.
Yeah, probably.
But yes, those who have entered the shop. There's a little bit of a tingle of the bell as you enter, your typical like shop bell. And there seems to be a lot of taxidermied and stuffed animals in here. Quite a few remaining intact, quite a few where it's just the stuffed heads. A few where it's just like individual limbs and such, which you assume are probably on sale for like lucky rabbit's paws and that kind of equivalent, or potentially even spell ingredients. Over the other end is a large counter, and beyond that seems to be not a door, but rather one of those beaded nets kind of thing.
Oh, good God, he's a hippie.
And
Is
stepping.
there any snake skin or anything?
Oh yeah, no, there's quite a few like snakeskins draped up like for snakeskin boots or snakeskin belts and that kind of thing.
Huh.
This
Looks
party
like
is
my
just a
cousin,
sort of
that one.
party that's going to walk into an area and go, now DM, what parts of this scene trigger me? Give me a reason to be mad.
But
Yeah, seeing as the majority of our party are probably at least 1/3 some form of animal, yeah, this place is hell.
We do not have a single humanoid amongst us. Sanna is the
Makes us
closest thing, and
very
she's half
uncomfy.
a freaking snake.
I mean, to avoid all the thingies, there's no robot parts in here, so Cog can't be distressed.
True.
Well, it's not like I was making the joke like, that snake skin looks like my cousin.
But after a bit,
Grandpa?
a being will emerge from the net, from the bead net kind of thing. They seem to be an elf, like a wood elf,
Oh, great. Hippie.
but kind of scarred, kind of built stocky. And they'll approach
Elf
the...
hippie.
Okay, a hippie with a complex.
No, it's the manly elf.
It's the himbo hippie.
You'll approach the front. Well, hello, new faces. What can I do for y'all?
Actually, you seem like an individual that understands their sentient, sapient, their organic organisms. I'm having a bit of a conundrum here. My associate here, um, she appears to have just one large leg. Would that be what you would say? Yes, one large leg.
All this
I'm
conversation's
I'm
going on. I'm gonna try and sneak
I'm
into the
right
back.
Uh,
in this, right? Like it's just one large leg.
Misskiff, make me a stealth check. He's going to make a perception check.
Am I the only one concerned that the Marquis isn't actually trying to bluff his way, that he's legitimately trying to talk about this?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he does not see you as you sneak by, Misskiff, as your dirtied fur helps you blend in with the shadows. And anytime you think he may be laying it on you, just kind of freeze up and acts like one of these stuffed mounts, essentially. You do realize that's a snake, and snakes technically don't have legs, right? Like, that's more
No.
just a long belly.
Snakes, a long, a long belly. Okay, I was actually not with you until you said a long belly. But then, wait, does that mean you belly crawl all over the place?
Gives a new term to
But
belly
I'm
dance.
also half human, and I have a belly in my human part. Does
That is true.
See, now we're getting
That
onto
is
the confusing lore of these kind of things, because if you technically look at a centaur, does a centaur have two stomachs?
Yes, actually, I've dissected enough of them to understand that a centaur has multiple parts of everything, including the males. But on that though, like, so then here's my other question: where's her legs?
Snakes don't have legs.
No. I'm fairly certain snakes have legs.
You're distressing the dog with this line of questions.
No, I am apparently.
I did not expect that question.
Look, all I'm asking is, do you know where my friend's legs are? Because I don't, and I've been looking all over the place since I've met her.
So all this confusing language and dialogue is going back and forth. Misskiff, make me just another quick stealth check to try and quietly pass through these beads. Okay. And as you do sneak your way through, the room beyond it is dark.
I have dark vision.
She said it. She said the line.
Campaign over. As you do sneak through, takes your eyes to adjust just for a brief moment because you've gone from light to dark. So you just kind of stand in the one place as they do. And as they do so, you start to see something.
Mm-hmm.
Serrated metal teeth. And the pressure plate's quite literally right in front of you.
Pressure plate.
Make me a wisdom check.
Oh wait, no, that was meant to be. It's the same modifier.
You're just kind of frozen in place, not quite sure what the hell is happening.
Giant metal teeth and a pressure plate.
Yes.
It's kind of like, is there a way to go around pressure plate and giant teeth?
Yes, because you're not stood on the pressure plate yet.
Going to try and scoot around them.
Make me a dex save.
Out of curiosity, how big is that, by the way?
You do manage to get through it. And upon getting over the side of it and out, you do realize that you were quite literally stood in the middle of a bear trap. An active bear trap.
This guy's paranoid.
It's funny because she's probably too small for it to actually hit her.
That'd be the funny thing. Would I even be heavy enough to trigger the pressure plate?
Oh yeah, no, you like rabbits could trigger the pressure plate, but like you're probably too short for it to actually catch you.
As long as
It
you don't
should be
jump.
too short to catch on the head or anything, but it could still catch your tail.
Ah,
Meanwhile,
that's
I'm
true.
outside
Very
looking
true.
at the bear trap sign, thinking, I wonder if this is foreboding.
But do you say the paranoid line out loud, Misskiff? Or at least like
No,
quietly
'cause-
whispered, or is it just in the head? Oh wait, yeah, no.
Like Han.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
I can't talk normally.
Well, here, let me rephrase that. Do you broadcast that to your friends?
No,
Okay.
just her own thought.
And as your eyes do adjust, and after you've gotten out of the bear trap, you start to look around the room. Yeah, again, preparation tables, large skinning knives, a few fresh kills ready to be skinned and mounted.
Sound.
The head of an illithid
It's like-
is just resting on one of the counters. Clearly dead. Obviously, it's been decapitated. And then you see
I am.
what seems to be a large box-like structure with something draped over the top, like a cloth or a rug or something.
Is that where the ping's coming from?
That is where the ping is indeed coming from.
There's just a like frantic message into like Cog's head. There's an illithid head. There's an illithid head. I think the thing's in a box next to the illithid head.
It's not. The box is on the floor. The illithid head is on a counter on the other side of the room.
Oh.
things in a box. I'll check it out. But he's really paranoid. And there's an illithid head.
And then you
There's an
hear,
active bear trap in the doorway.
and then you hear
Mental
a,
equivalent of a thumbs up.
then you hear a. Do you look to where the sound came from?
Yeah.
The
You see
elephant
two.
head is gone.
You see the opening end of two large tube-like structures with a sight on top. Essentially, you're looking down the barrel of a shotgun. A shotgun being held by the elf, who is sat in a rocking chair. To those of you who are still on the shop floor, halfway through the conversation, the elf you were talking to just kind of freezes up, shimmers a bit, and then fades.
Oh.
You were speaking
Just
to an
kind of
illusion.
Looks up at him. Like,
But where are Sanna's legs?
just chitters, just like.
Yeah, don't think for a second here that the varmint's going to be getting out of here. I've blown a hole in the floor of my shop for less than you, little varmint.
Just then, in his head, he hears, varmint? Who are you calling a varmint?
Picking a fight.
Oddly enough, he will pause. Eyes quickly glance at the cage and then glance back to you. Now that's a different voice. That's not that freak. That's a new freak.
Oh, buddy, you have no idea.
I
Then
think
just
I get an idea.
broadcast, guys, I'm made!
I don't even know if the Marquis even needs to hear that. Seeing that the person that he was asking where Santa's legs are is gone, he is like just immediately bursting in the back, just like, where are my friend's legs? Like he's not even bluffing anymore. Like he's taking this conversation too seriously now.
Marquis, make me a dex save.
Oh,
Bear
God.
trap.
Marquis steps over the bear trap, who would be next in the room.
I mean, Cog knows about it. I told Cog.
How?
Yeah, Cog would probably.
Oh
be
no,
here.
the Marquis is not being quiet anymore. By the way, Unusor would definitely hear him shout, "Where's Santa's legs?"
Yeah, along with that, what's the range on fucking Misskiff's
You'd be in range.
broadcast?
You'd be in range.
Okay.
Huh?
I want to burst through the wall, like full Kool-Aid man.
Oh my god, there's so many
Yeah.
people who just do not like building.
Okay.
There are no doors.
The question I need to ask now is,
so, do Paladins of Tiamat go to Kool-Aid Man school to learn this shit?
the question I need to ask, which wall?
Oh,
The
until he
front
finds the
one.
right one.
The one quite literally with the shop face.
Yes.
So you break through there just to see everyone else running into the back.
Yes.
So he's just got the shotgun trained. The Giff enters. He hears a wall being broken down. And he will just sigh and roll his eyes. Who is next through the door, though? I do need to know out of Cog and Sanna.
I imagine Cog probably was next.
Cog, dex save.
Cog
Alright.
knows it's there.
With
Yeah,
advantage.
that's a 19. The first roll was a 6. Thank you for the advantage.
So given it's with advantage, and given you do know it's there, you just kick it out the way.
Good. Senna doesn't have to pretend to dodge it.
Pretend to dodge. Then I smash through the other wall.
So he's got the thingy trade as just Cog and Sanna make it through. And before he can even
Snarf.
aim the gun at someone else, another wall breaks through. The illithid head goes flying, just smacks on one of the walls and just slides down.
Ew. Ew.
Look, I know that I
That's gross.
said that I'm fine with blowing holes in my own floor and all, but Do you have to blow a hole in my wall? They're harder to replace.
He said wall.
I thought you didn't believe in doors.
Don't believe in doors. Nor do I believe in walls, but he said walls. That shows how much of a dumbass he is.
Like,
Apparently your friend here doesn't believe in walls either, given they're just walking through them.
Exactly, because he is of the enlightened sort that understands that walls and doors are but figments of the imagination.
while he's a bit distracted by this, I'm gonna start kind of trying to sneak over to the box.
Make a stealth check. He's going to make a perception check against it.
I mean, can I argue that he is disadvantaged because there's a giant, like, lizard man that just burst through his wall and a giant hippo man that's just yelling at him?
Yeah,
Just these obscene fucking...
With the disadvantage, he fails.
Oof.
So you approach.
Got a giant snake person. We're a
At
party
the
of
risk of
giants, like,
at the risk of looking a gift horse in the mouth, why does he have disadvantage?
Because because to focus off of, like, a fucking robot, a giant snake person, a giant hippo person that's yelling obscene fucking, like, madness at him, and a giant lizard person that just burst through his walls, to focus on a tiny thing, like, he
Fair enough.
definitely
That does sound a little bit distracting.
He's got
yeah, just a little bit.
He's got more appropriate targets to point the gun at than a small creature that could speak telepathically. However, Misskiff, as you sneak along and get to it, are you pulling away the cloth?
He's pulling his cock out.
As you pull away the cloth, are you taking a peek first, should I state, or are you just whipping it away?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna take a little sneaky peek.
You are confronted by what can only seem at first to be a brain.
Oh God, no!
How could you not get that?
I already had a feeling, but I was like, please no.
And then you see the legs, cat-like in appearance.
Is it the fucking sentient intellect devourer or some shit?
They don't need to be. They're all sentient in a way.
Oh, but like they're not usually smart enough to hold conversation.
No, they are. All of them can hold a limited
I've never
conversation.
seen one hold a conversation.
In lore, they can hold conversations. Like, they were at some point someone's brain, so just can't hold a reasonably long one. They're like dogs.
Yep.
Let's go staring at it.
It just stares back. Friend, you have come to free.
The fuck are you?
We are one.
That doesn't give me an answer to my. Like, what are you, though? Like,
We are alive.
well, I can see that, but what are you?
So the rest of you, as you're arguing with this guy, you just see Misskiff just peek in this thingy and then just kind of freeze up as she's just staring into this cage.
Cog, maybe you should assist Misskiff with your newfound friend, I suppose.
Are you
I
saying that out
continue to
loud?
enlighten- Well, I mean, I have to. I can't telephone up a brain.
Wait, what do you mean? And then he'll point the gun back down to you, Misskiff. Step away from there. That thing's dangerous.
Not even looking at him. I'm just gonna go.
How choppable
It's a
does his
brain
hands look?
dog. It's
Cog
a brain
probably
dog thing.
has advanced onto the cage and is not.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
So,
You keep saying, we are one, we are alive, but don't tell
Leigh.
me what it is.
yes.
I'm doing the wrong voice.
Does he seem like he's actually a threat?
He seems more concerned at this point than a threat.
So chopping his
Yeah.
hands off would not be warranted.
You keep saying, we are one, we are alive.
I mean, he doesn't look like he's about to pull the trigger on you, at least at any moment.
You won't tell me what it
It-
is, though.
And even with the pointing of the barrel, he looks more like he's pointing more towards the cage itself than towards Misskiff, as if a warning shot is readied, rather than an actual shot on Misskiff. He seems to have forgotten all about the idea of, yes, a freak, this shall be interesting. More a case of, do not free that thing.
Right?
I don't know what it is, though. It's a brain, it's got legs.
Would
Uh,
Marquis know what it is?
well, Cog, you said you've gone over it. Are you pulling away the drape, essentially?
To get a better look at it.
So are you doing a peek as well, or just full on whip it out?
Might as well whip it out if Misskiff's already talking about it.
Fuck's
So
sake.
Cog approaches and just removes the robe. You all indeed see hiding within. My god, it did not do that. And I don't know why. That's because it's freaking trying to
Oh,
look through
wow.
premium assets for it. You all know what an intellect devourer looks like.
Yes.
Brain.
Brain puppy.
The
Brain
brain,
puppy.
spindly legs. I played Baldur's Gate 3. I know what they
Something
look
that
like.
needs to be killed.
Just in
It's
case,
a
there it
brain
is in D&D chat.
with legs.
It needs to die lest the Giff get here.
It's a brain with leg. What? Why? What is a brain with legs? It won't tell me what it's called.
We have said we are one.
Yeah, you're one. You're alive. Yeah, but what is your designation?
One.
Name is one.
Cog, would you like to explain it to or
That is their name.
My name's One. What is it?
Tell you what it is, it's a bloody menace. You should step away from it before it gets you.
14 minutes.
Marquis is
It's been talking perfectly friendly.
grabbing
Hello, I return.
Welcome back.
Marquis is grabbing his hat and he's looking over at Cog. Is it operational?
It said it was disconnected.
You are the expert on such things. Do you think it is a threat?
It's probably like a mental thing. Altogether, directly directed at the brain dog. Can I roll an insight on it?
Sure. Make me an insight check.
18?
Given it is calling you lot friend and asking for your help, you don't think it would make any malicious moves towards you lot in particular?
Is there bars on this cage?
Yes.
Safe to us. It's
I'm going
calling.
to reach my paw through and just pat it.
It feels wet. It feels soft.
I suppose there's nothing left to do then.
What I wonder is, if it's so dangerous, what is it doing in your... Are we in a basement or in a back room?
It's in the
In
back
the
room.
back room. Yes.
What is it doing in your
Also,
back room?
why do you have a squiddly head?
Because I was seeing if I could get any buyers for it, obviously. Touring
Sorry,
freak
Is that
you
shows, and
dangerous selling a squiddly head?
not if you got the right protection, and not if you can also disable its abilities. I'm pretty sure someone that'd be willing to buy it would be able to do so. And if they
apologies.
couldn't, I wouldn't sell it to them.
You sell sapient and sentient creatures here.
Can you really call this thing sapient and sentient? It's a brain with legs.
It's literally been having conversations with us
Mm.
since like
Do you know?
before we got here.
A parrot can have a conversation with someone. Would you call that sapient and sentient?
So hold on, you're an elf.
He's
yes?
not mimicking. He's talking.
Apologies.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Um, but you are a wood elf, yes?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about wood elves. Your brains on legs with hands. The only thing that separates you from this is the fact that you have opposable thumb, skin, bone. So, don't just don't. Not right now. You're already in the timeout corner for selling sentient and sapient creatures. Cog, do we need to get rid of it?
Can take with.
Is it a threat?
No.
Shit.
So would some of us actually know what this specifically is?
Did Cog reveal that?
I mean, Kog is talking to the group in general, though.
Yeah. Yeah, but did you reveal that it is indeed an intellect devourer?
Yes. But also the fact that it doesn't view us as enemies, therefore it's not going to fuck with us.
So I would say this. For Sanna, for Unusor, and for Misskiff, because I had assumed that Marquis has indeed encountered these before.
Yes.
You three can roll me an Arcana check, because I believe that this will go off Arcana rather than nature, given these are not natural beings.
I'm gonna say right now, Misskiff would not know what this is.
Okay.
Given how sheltered she's been, she would not know what this is.
It's a bad day to be religious, isn't it?
So,
Yeah.
Sanna, you've vaguely heard of them. Uh, Unusor, you have definitely heard of these. These essentially put are creations of intellect devourers and mind flayers. Oh, no, they are intellect devourers. What am I talking about? They are creations of mind flayers. Essentially put, they take a thrall under their control and subject it to a ritual, causing their brain to gain its own sentience, sprout legs, and break out of the skull of those that it used to be housed in.
I mean,
On top of that,
one's
Unusor,
wet.
given you're nat 20, you will know that these things also tend to have a bad habit of trying to devour people's brains and teleport into their bodies to control them like puppets.
I mean, one's wet and weird and squishy, but it hasn't been mean yet.
So 1 second. Oi! Back off!
Oh.
The dog sniffing at my trash. Um. Yeah. I'd look particularly Feck off! So she's sniffing at my warhammer now.
Hey.
I'd look particularly panicked and concerned, and just very much loudly be like, "We need to kill it."
Mm, but he's not been mean.
All right. Nothing to do about it. I suppose the only way to do is a coin flip.
They are spies for the Illithid.
It's not connected.
The Willy.
Cog, which dragon do you want to be? Black or white? Heads or tails?
Black.
Black, alright, I guess I'm white. Black is heads, white is tails.
I'm gonna make sure my paw is out of the cage.
That would be tails. Great, it's white. Wonderful! This is what the Dragon God wills, and it's what the Dragon God wills. We're not killing it.
Damn right you're not killing it. This thing's staying right where it belongs.
What did
right
I
there.
tell you? He says, he's going to take the shotgun
What would
as
you-
he has his gun pointed at the man.
What would you rather do? Let this thing wander around the streets, endangering everyone?
You're
That
not
is
allowed
why
to
it
sell him,
needs to
though.
die.
Mr.
You're not allowed
Hunter,
to sell him.
do you think you get to choose death for anything? I mean, you live in a temple dedicated towards slaughter. So please do not lecture me on such things. Also, yes, it could get out. It could cause such chaos. That's a problem for somebody else, though. On that note, if Cog says it's safe, I'm willing to believe it's safe. As the coin flip, which is sacred, has deemed, the Dragon Goddess does not want either me or Cog to take any part in killing it. So if you're going to kill it, do it yourself. I won't intervene, but I can't speak for Cog. Cog is their own separate entity.
You try to kill him without cause, I'll bite you.
He's going to mutter something under his breath. Marquis, you can make me a perception check.
Mhm. Eh.
You think you hear him whisper something along the lines of, "What would a damn robot know about sentience?"
Ooh. Ooh.
That one was personal.
Marquis is fine with.
Hmm.
Marquis is looking at him.
He is going to turn his gun, however, towards the cage and point it at.
Misskiff.
I love that thing.
Misskiff is going to stand in front of it.
Try it and you'll regret it.
Why? It just means a back 2-for-1.
Unusor.
Yes.
I think this is a handy situation. Wouldn't you agree?
I get what you're saying.
Yes.
I want to cut his hands off.
Okay. I'm going to say the best way to put this is I would be making you roll with disadvantage given it this is a targeted strike aiming at a certain body part, but he is unawares, making it also an advantage, therefore they nullify it shut out. Make me an attack roll.
Okie dokie. Just making sure I'm not rolling with that. Okay. Dude, that's not good.
It's not good, but he's a civilian.
Which means he's gonna die from any amount of damage you do to him.
So,
I mean, having your hands being cut off, that will ultimately kill you if you don't treat it.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. Uh, he aims, and then he feels like he can't pull the trigger. And he feels faint. The blood starts to rush out of his face, out of his arm stumps, and into his lap and onto the floor. as the gun rattles and bounces off the floor, and I am going to make a random roll.
Of course.
Oh
Odds,
no.
odds or
He will
evens?
literally die of shock.
Odds or evens there, Unusor.
Odds.
The gun does not go off.
Haha.
Haha. So, can I grab him by the throat to lift him up and spend 1 point of lay on hands to stem the bleed?
I mean, technically, with how much. You know what? I'm going to do this thing. Because it does say that you can either do his default HP or roll for his HP. And if I roll for his HP and he gets maximum, he would still be alive with 1 HP for you to stabilize.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, that is a 7, therefore you have done exact damage to kill him. So as you grab him by the throat and get ready to stabilize him, you just feel him fade. Actually,
Brains on legs indeed.
here's the thing. You feel him fade, and you feel his body start to tremble.
I want to
And
throw his body at Jack.
I'm
Jack
not
is not
dead.
here.
Joking. I'm joking, don't worry.
I mean, you can throw it at me,
Yep.
but it's
The
just
intellect-
cross town. You got that strength, boy?
you see one tremble alongside as well, and then stop, and then just paw at the bars as the body goes limp once more.
Alexa, shut up.
Misskiff, given you are the closest, you would just hear a faint voice from one say, "He is not compatible, he is gone."
Not compatible.
That's ironic.
What do you mean?
Flesh puppet.
Vessels need to be alive. He is no
Oh,
longer
he's
on this
definitely
plane.
not that now.
We will not target friends. Friends help. Friends always help.
Trust this thing. Fortunately, I can't hear this.
Sure. What are we doing with him?
With what?
Him. One.
Your room or mine, Cobb?
Mine might be better.
Yes, yours would be better. Keep him for a bit. Should we give him to the dragons?
See if they want.
I mean, if they want it, then they can have it. I'm not entirely too keen on any more pets. Minicog might have a problem with more pets. On that note, though, the real reason why we're here, shit, he's dead. I'm sorry, Sanna, we can't find your legs. He's dead. Would you like some moose legs?
I think I'm good.
Oh, all right. Well, shit.
I carelessly dropped the bodies like legs. What in the nine hells are you talking? Why am I even asking?
You don't want to know.
Marquis. Snakes do
yes.
have legs.
Snakes have
They're
legs.
just- They're not usable anymore. They're tiny nubs.
Exactly.
Vestigial.
That's the word.
Hello, it's
Hello,
So-
welcome back. Also, if anybody asks, he was infected and went crazy. I'm taking the shotgun, by the way.
As your roll
What about
discuss,
the scuddly head? Oh.
What about what?
Dion?
So somebody. What about
No.
what, Mischief?
The squiddly head.
Cog?
The what?
Lifted head?
Mm-hmm.
The what about it?
Is it safe to just leave it here?
No, it needs to be burned.
Oh, it is dead.
Maybe we should burn it
Fine.
just for good measure.
There could be one of them inside it. And I look at the intellect devour.
It
I
will
don't think
just
it works that way.
it will just kind of tilt again, and then just pace back and forth in the cage, waiting to be freed.
Okay, let's take the head with us. I suppose we can burn it if you so wish to. That's an odd. Is that a thing specifically for this world? Is it common for you to burn your dead?
Burning
Hmm.
anything.
I
Going to
mean, fine, good, yes.
just like while this is going on, just prestidigitates the dirt off herself.
Okay.
All right. But we shouldn't be here any longer than we should, especially with our pal there taking a nap. Um,
We should probably go find Au-Zuk.
yes, and possibly get a move on to find or to figure out the pathing of our dear friend Wrath at the moment. Um, Wait a second.
Mhm.
Cog,
Mhm.
yeah, in Unusor, you were surprisingly rather knowledgeable about illithids.
Alright, one sec. My dogs, both my dogs' ears have folded back on themselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is? No, that's a question for later. I'm going to get distracted. One thing at a time, Marquis. One thing at a time. We should probably go grab Au-Zuk.
Mm-hmm.
Where did we leave him?
At the tavern. The tavern of nasty people.
Which one was he again? He was the snake person, right?
How did you see it try to eat the fly?
So
No, the one where they had the people's heads on walls.
I don't remember such a place. The only difference between a snake and a lizard is that a lizard knows where its legs are, a snake doesn't.
so have you freed the intellect devourer, or are you keeping it in the cage?
I'm leaving that to Cog.
Cog would release it after getting confirmation that it will not try to leave the party. And instead be hidden.
City dangerous, city deadly. Stick with friends. Friends keep one safe.
Yes, one stays safe. No jumping though. Yes?
Depends where kept, where hidden.
Hmm. Do intellect devourers need to breathe?
I don't.
They don't have noses or
Yeah,
lungs.
I don't believe
They are
they do.
literally
But
just brains.
Technically do not, I suppose.
Can put in here? Because I can make bags of holding. I happen to have one.
Yeah.
Only if Leigh allows it.
there you go. Why is that happen? What the fuck? For some reason, my keyboard was just a little bit to the left, so each time I tried to take keys, I were in different keys that were weird. or seeing if intellect devourers need to breathe.
Theoretically, they are an organic, so yes, but also theoretically, they're also a construct. So
Just
even
look at the creature. Any creature that doesn't need to breathe states as such, as a rule of thumb.
I mean, you could also always ask it.
I mean, at the end of the day, Leigh is and she gets final say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I said you could always just
Yeah.
always ask it, and Leigh says yes or no.
yeah. I mean, the issue with that thing, Jack,
Yeah,
is that technically it not doesn't say anywhere on a skeleton sheet that they don't breathe.
then have those bitches suffocate Minecraft style.
Because I look at rules going, can you drown an intellect devourer? So I went, well, technically it needs the rule of, yeah, they can breathe underwater to not drown. And so I pointed out, well, skeletons don't have that, and I doubt they can breathe.
Well, that's because the undead trait. Undead can't suffer from
Hmm.
suffocation.
So I'm going to say,
Um,
if you do ask one, one will be like, one would need lungs to breathe. One has no lungs.
does that make him a fish?
You don't
I'm
breathe.
so confused about the people I'm traveling with.
Fish still breathe. They just filter it through water.
Yes, but fish don't have lungs, and he doesn't have lungs. So is he a fish? That is my question. Is he a fish?
He doesn't
No,
have
'cause he
gills
doesn't
either.
need to breathe.
One needs to question why ask.
I don't know. I like asking questions. It's a hobby. Look, I've.
It's a hobby
Look,
now.
you
Get
don't
in
have
this non-conspicuous bag.
Yes. I'm not the one
Get in the
that's a
ba-
literal
Get in the
head
bag.
case.
So here's my concern now: is you put one in a bag of holding. What would happen if one crossed the bagman and somehow managed to get him as a meat puppet?
No,
Can't
no
happen.
Bagman.
Does that mean that we have a
So
Batman meat puppet
first,
as an ally?
first off, Bagman isn't connected to our bag until we say the words "follow my voice." Second off, won't work. Bagman is not a compatible species because he's not a species. He's cursed. He's corrupted, and therefore, if you follow the legend of him being an adventurer that got cursed and couldn't find his way through, he's not compatible to the Illithid race, which therefore means he's not compatible to the intellect devourer. So going off Illithid lore wouldn't work. That being said, again, DM's choice
Anyway, so
would be fucking terrifying.
one will climb into the bag. As you all, are you grabbing the elephant head as well? I believe you said you were.
Yes,
They
I
want to
suppose
burn it
we
for
are.
some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grab the elephant head. Can I?
Maybe.
Who is picking up the elephant head?
I will.
Misskiff isn't touching them. She's gonna climb up onto Sanna's head.
Sorry. As you go to pick it up, make me a dex check.
Oh no.
BRB.
Okay.
Check or save.
Save. Sorry. So you lean down to just grab it by the face, and you feel something sharp go against your palm. You quickly pull back, and then realize that no, it's not a tadpole or anything. You just grazed it against the mouth parts that are underneath the tentacles that are used to quite literally break through the skull.
I want to grab it on the top of the head.
Yep. You just grab it, squishy underneath. And are you putting it in a bag or anything, or are you just carrying it around?
I would find a bag in the store and stuff it in unceremoniously.
You find a bag made out of what seems to be a grey hide. And you just stuff it in.
Yep.
You can make me an extra check if you want to on that hide.
Sure. Eh.
You're not quite sure, it's just grey hide.
Is it scaly, furry, leathery?
leathery. I'd
Okay,
say.
fine. Oh, it's not scaly.
Anyone else that's in the room can also make a check on that skin, though, on the hide.
Sure, why not?
Nope. And
While I
Nature.
think of it,
Yep.
is there anything around of obvious monetary value?
Let's not add theft to murder.
Not theft if he's dead.
I mean, he doesn't need it anymore.
Fair point.
I mean, it is a shop. You could probably loot it for the money.
I mean, I just want to find something that looks like it could be expensive,
Aye.
nice, shiny for a particular reason that I'm sure you might fathom.
If in the back of the shop, just looking around, the bear trap that has been kicked away to one side does seem to be a very good make and quality.
It's mine now. It can go in my hoard.
Yep. I just imagine you just kind of slap a couple of the tentacles of the elephant's face onto it just to activate the pressure plate so you can pick it up.
Wait. Wait. Is Unusor trying to become a dragon?
So,
I want Mr. Memo on his backstory.
oh yeah, no,
Sorry,
backstory's not been revealed yet.
No.
that's me just making possibly not real connections
Cog.
there. But anytime I hear a possible like half dragon say horde, I'm like, wait.
Cog. You look at the skin. Do you realize this is hippo skin that the bag is made out of?
Squid.
Just when you say this quick, you just hear the servos in the eyes. It's just.
Wait, is Cog saying squint as they squint?
Probably just in general to the group.
Cog, what are you squinting at?
Hippo
Yes, and
pokes the bag.
so.
Oh, I get it.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
It's hippo skin.
And
So while
Cog, I eat calamari. Senna there was talking about snake belts, and I'm fairly certain our kobold friend has like
Back.
no issues with the
Welcome
fact
back.
that the majority of the heads on that tavern were kobolds. Like, I mean, thank you, Cog. Thank you for caring about sensibilities and that. And actually, it is a nice bag. I suppose we can take it.
So, while this is happening here,
Mine.
we are going to cut back to the tavern, where
Yay.
Au-Zuk has spent his time drinking. And what else would you have been doing while there?
Drinking, interacting, generally being low-level social.
Yep. You do hear fruit tales and that lot going around. You see a few bar fights quite literally break out in the middle, only for them to essentially drag it over to the fighting pit. Generally, when that happens, you only see one of them come back. And it's treated more casually than you'd expect. It's not like a case of, oh no, we've lost a patron or something like that. It's like, I guess he came back. I guess we're not seeing him again until he comes up onto the wall. You do hear a few tales be like, yep, you hear the person behind the counter basically going, drag his body out back, put it in with the ice. We'll get him over to Sanna. We'll get him over to Tanner, get him stuffed, get him mounted on the wall. And they'll just,
Just turns out this is the guy that we just murdered.
it is. So they'll drag the bodies out from him in the ice. One particular person will just come over to you, Au-Zuk. What seems to be a large bugbear. Just orders the largest ale, then just glances down and looks at you. You do realise this place normally doesn't serve your kind here, right? You're just looking a bit out of place.
We don't like your kind around here.
That sounds like a problem for lesser kobolds.
What's the difference between a lesser kobold and a higher kobold aside from height?
One can start revolutions.
One has a pet dragon as their child.
Is this quite
Not
literally a comparison between Echo and Gek? I feel bad now. But he'll just chuckle to himself as he looks down at you. Look, all I'm saying is, you're here, you've got a bit of an eye attitude. And yet, despite everyone coming over and saying this kind of shit, you're still here. I gotta give props to that. What's your name?
Au-Zuk.
Au-Zuk. Gorfang. Pleasure to meet you.
Just sort of gives the customary nod in that you would give in this sort of informal environment.
So what are you here for anyway? Can't be here just for stories and drinks. And you've not made your way to the fighting pit, so it can't be for that. You did come in with all those freaks earlier.
This is the only place I've found so far that serves a drink I like. It's the first place I checked. That's enough for me.
Fair enough. To be fair, you caught us on a busy night anyway, by the looks of it. A lot of anticipation in the air.
Ooh, anticipation.
Hmm.
And that's saying with all the fights that have already happened, you must have something very interesting going on tonight.
Well, you see that one over there in the corner? The orc with the
Looks
large slack jaw and the glazed look in his eyes.
Looks at the corner, is surprised it's not a rogue. Using corner power to improve their abilities, but
You see an orc. He's just there, slack-jawed, kind of large underbite, glazed over eyes. And he'll occasionally move what seems like a hat on top of his head. You see a bit of exposed brain as he just kind of picks at it before replacing the hat back.
he
Yeah,
doesn't exactly look like he's all there.
that's because he's
I
not.
take it
He's
undead?
not really undead. He's more. His mind is adrift between realms, I suppose you could say it. We keep him around as a bit of a ward around these parts in case of invasions. He's the thing that let us know that the squid faces were coming. Otherwise, there'd be a lot more casualties. But word on street is he's picked up on something else approaching.
I might have heard a little bit about that.
Some kind of Fey invasion or something like that.
Faye, no, that's not what I was expecting to hear, admittedly.
Well, he's felt like terror's happening from the Fey realm to here and back. So we're assuming it's Fey anyway. Bloody little trickster bastards.
Don't really get Faye where I'm from. So it's a very new concept to me.
At this point, a jittery looking dwarf will just enter. Just kind of make his way to the corner. You'll hear them muttering something about a large red dragon. Just stood glaring like it was about to kill him at any moment. Gorfangel just looks at you, looks at the dwarf, then look back to you. Ignore him. He's a tweaker.
I'm sorry, a what?
Tweaker. High off his tits.
Nope. Ah, right.
Then again,
Au-Zuk looks like he still doesn't quite grasp the concept, but will accept it.
he'll roll a check on you. Fortunately, he's not that wise, but he still managed to pick up a bit. Drugs. He's been on the drugs.
Catching on a bit more, but he still looks like he looks. I'm trying to think of the right term. Like, he understands what he means, but it might as well be a world he has no knowledge of.
Well, your kind normally comes from like the Underdark and such. The Underdark's full of drugs, all the mushrooms and such. Thought you ought to know what drugs were.
I stayed far away from anything of that sort of ilk.
Fair enough. I
Never
suppose.
did. Never did really interact with the other kobolds if I could help it. Anyway.
I suppose it helps keep a clear mind. Anyway, essentially, but what we've detected incoming, something ripping through from the Fair Realms from that one. So we've been trying to prepare up, get some magic defenses going, try and stop from the potential fuckery that they can do. Just warning you so you don't get pissed enough and end up wandering into one of the portals by accident.
I try to watch the amount of alcohol I drink.
I mean, you're on what, your second, third glass of tankard at the moment? I don't know. Not been keeping track. Been keeping track of my own too much.
To be honest, it's actually been, after the last few days, it's been nice to have some time to simply take it slow. I've been around the freak show, as you called it, long enough, and
Yeah, speaking of
they're
that,
very good at coming across all sorts of chaotic events. I haven't really been able to sit down.
speaking of them, what the hell's up with them anyway? I'm sorry, but the Giff, we normally get them around every now and again. The robots try and do their own thing. We leave them alone. You had some kind of vermin with you. You got the large,
Ah,
you got the large Dragonborn, and to be fair, that's fine. We see their kind around here anyway. Uh, Not quite liking the sigils on that one though. Bit of an odd air to them. And he'll just take a long sip at that, and then just, with a more serious look, just look down to you. You're not a follower of that fucking Tiamat, are you?
absolutely not. If you are referring to some sort of draconian.
In the distance, my heresy sense is tingling.
Ha! I
Just
have had it. I have simply tried to ignore his followings. It's too useful, and quite frankly, he hasn't pissed me off yet. So no reason to judge him for it, I guess.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Besides, when you've got a Dragonborn that size around, what are you supposed to do if he pisses you off?
Well, normally when it's your case versus their case, you don't think stronger, you think smarter. People like that tend to be dumb as bricks, you know.
That is Achilles' tendons.
It does have to be said that he is very much a bit of a one-trick pony in that regard.
Use that to your advantage.
Unfortunately, that one-trick ponies, he's very, very good at destroying things. Mostly people.
And dogs. Let's not forget dogs.
Also, he casually decides to leave out the part about dogs.
And walls. Don't
Sorry,
forget
that's-
walls.
Yeah, but I don't know about the walls. I didn't see him break down the walls of Jericho.
For fuck's sake. I get the reference, but now I'm just imagining a wall made of cats, given he was a tanner. Yeah,
Yeah,
he probably
yeah.
would have been a kid who would have made a wall of cats.
A wall of cats, and you point at one side of the wall. Like, why is that one so different? That one turned into a monkey before I could skin it.
That one turned into a monkey, and therefore it is the wall. I can't believe in the Sunday game I almost became a giant monkey.
Attack on Tarzan. Anyway,
But as he goes to take another drink, there seems to be a bit of commotion. As you just hear the orc just rile up. Just south wall.
you know what? Let's make a completely. I can actually roll a dice because it's just basically my perception. Yeah, just Au-Zuk could just look over and go, "Is that his face senses tingling?"
That'll be it. He will
Oh,
slide.
kid, just smart boy. You can only say this one damn thing.
It's not Smart Boy. Smart Boy, as far as I knew, it still had the top of his skull.
Smart boy.
Clearly not Smart Boy.
No, Smart Boy didn't. Smart Boy had a cage around the top of his brain.
This is Weird Boy weird. But the bugbear will slide his chair out and just slam down the mug. Right, attention all you scum and villainy in this tavern. Our detector is going off saying southern wall. That means we've got approximately around 10 minutes or so to get there before the tours start happening. Drink up, finish whatever you're eating, and grab your best weapons. Meet me down there. Let's go crush ourselves some fucking fae.
Au-Zuk looks ridiculously on board with this concept. It can get behind a completely out of the blue fae hunt.
And Dion, now you know why there are so many Fey ghosts.
Unusor got to him. But as he will head out, who would be in front of the group that went to the tanner shop?
Inlay's sat on Sanna's shoulder, so probably wherever she is.
But I mean, like, who's leading the pack, or are you all just going generally as a large group rather than like single file?
Feel like large group would probably be more natural.
Okay.
This isn't a schoolyard, my friend.
So I will say, as he is exiting,
Single file.
he almost does indeed bump into Sanna. Looks between Sanna directly in the eyes, looks to the side, looks Misskiff directly in the eyes, then looks back. Hey, Au-Zuk, was it?
Yep.
Your freak friends are here.
Ah,
Who
hello,
are you
freak
calling a
friends,
freak?
he says with tongue in cheek.
What
I
race is
mean,
this guy again?
He's a bugbear.
He most certainly is not a bugbear. He looks nothing like a bug nor a bear.
Will you stop eating my chair, girl?
No, I will not stop eating your chair. It's mine.
When did your voice change, Maeve?
Sorry, I was in Marquis mode, and for some reason it just prompted me to answer that. I apologize.
Misskiff is just kind of essentially like hissing.
Okay. You want belly rubs, don't you?
He'll just
Au-Zuk will sort of wipe a little bit of purple goblin from his chin. He just goes, "Right, I don't know what all you have been up to. I'm sure it's been something wonderful. I'm off to go
Just
enjoy a
kind of
fae hunt."
in Au-Zuk's head, just like,
They committed a murder.
yeah, you do see Unusor kind of a bit blood splattered, I'd say.
Their
I
sword
can
is very much sporting fresh blood.
This is the two-way telekinesis, isn't it?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can talk back to me, but it's just only to you.
You just get back in your head.
Like-
Hey, plural.
Well, Unusor's the one who did the deed.
Of course.
Marquis the one who prompted the idea.
What
Not,
happened?
not murder if it's self-defense. Just want to put that out there. Not in
We haven't
character
done
because
any.
Marquis can hear this.
Yeah, but Misskiff is not the biggest up on justice and saw you kill a man.
Mhm.
And she's clearly also expressed hesitation about killing people.
I was protecting the little one. He
Yeah, but
threatened
this
my
is
little white
directly.
friend.
This is just
Yeah,
to
it's their
Au-Zuk.
telekinesis. Yeah.
No one else
Look.
can hear this but Au-Zuk.
We'll talk about this later, Misskiff. Sounds as though there's a big hunt about to go down, and I want in.
They've got an intellect devour in the bag of holding.
What the hell's an intellect about?
It's a brain with legs.
Okay, that sounds like the most Marquis thing I've ever heard of. The man is
They
clearly
made
not got
it
it all
in.
there. I'd be surprised if he hadn't made it himself.
Oh, apparently they're made by illithids.
Well, you just get back to the
Speaking
ship.
of, they've also got an illithid head.
You just get back to the ship. Marquis just puts a little top hat on one.
To be
Hello, my
entirely
honey. Hello,
honest,
my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Misskiff, that sounds like something for Marquis and his wonderful telescope and lasers to work out. And at this point, I imagine that the group, the hunting group, is going to be leaving without him, so he's going to start catching up to them. He knows what he wants, baby.
Pretty
I
much
just
everyone that was
cross-eyed look up at Misskiff, being like, "Where's he going?"
Fey hunt.
Hey,
Ooh,
hun.
we're hunting Fays? Why didn't anyone tell me about this?
pretty much
There's apparently
everyone
a
that was
Fey
in
hunt
the
happening.
pretty much everyone that was in the tavern, aside from the tavern owner and the orc, has gotten up to go for this Fey hunt.
Wasn't that why we came here?
Is it?
The whole rift thing popping up.
I don't remember what we're talking about. Anywho, this sounds like an experience. Let's do it!
I guess we're going with them then.
So
I
it
just-
seems.
I have a new shotgun, and shotguns are the best things to kill pixies with.
Sanna would just be like, "You want to come too, Misskiff? Because you're kind of on top of me, so I want to move with your consent, I guess."
I want to move. Can I move, please? No, stay here. I like the view.
Like, well, I guess we'd be going anyway. So yeah.
So as you head off towards the southern walls, following Au-Zuk and the hunting party. Are you catching up to Au-Zuk, or are you just letting Au-Zuk go at his own pace as well?
Oh, Marquis has forgotten Au-Zuk even exists. He's been told of a fun experience.
So I'm on my-
Honestly, kind of vibe with that.
Question is, has Au-Zuk been run over by the Marquis?
Yeah, I imagine in the case of Au-Zuk's just going at his own pace. Marquis has just picked up the pace. So Au-Zuk just sees the Marquis just I want to say the word tromble for some reason. Trombles past him.
Trumbull. Yeah. Talk to your word. Talk to your
Trumbull!
word right there.
I don't even know if tromble's an
Trumbull.
I
actual
am all
word.
What does
for that
trumbull mean? Hold
Trumbull.
on.
Tromble, speculative evolution wiki. The tromble, a 3-meter high flightless bird, is what I got for tromble.
It's an actual. Wait, what?
It added a
No.
for me, and I ended
No,
up with a
so a way of moving usually performed by small animals or children, but particularly obvious in baby dinosaurs or things with short, thick legs.
Wait, does this mean
Marquis
Misskiff
does have thick
trumbles?
legs. Yes, Mischief trumbles as well. I think it's less that the Marquis trumbles and he trundles. Like the ground is shaking at his
To be
steps.
fair, I
Trundle
think
is already also a fantastic word.
to be fair, I think that's the word my brain was trying to go for, trundle. But it went trombles instead, and now I just love the idea of I love the idea of the word trombles, but I love the idea of this bird called a tromble.
I do too. I don't think it's a real thing though.
It's from a speculative evolution thing. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
like a story thing or what.
I believe it's a story thing, but I love the little kiwis around him now. I want it to be real. But yeah, no, he's just trundling along, and then Misskiff's trundling on top of Sanna.
But yes, as you do all head past. Following the group, you do eventually make it to the southern walls, where anyone that's a civilian looks to be clearing out of the way. A few guards have now joined in, getting ready. And you do see Gorfang just kind of looking up to the sky towards the sun, just tapping his foot impatiently, like he's just counting down until it happens. Just like he's got an impatient already. They'll look back to you, Au-Zuk, as you arrive, and then to others. Yeah, I see you brought them along. Can see how well they do in a fight.
Well,
Better
they
than
just
you.
kind of came of their own accord. Don't you worry, I've seen them in a fight.
Oh, don't
Just
get...
kind of in his head, it's just like
Better than you.
He'll just look around. Anyone else see that?
Oh, she's telepathic.
You don't get used to it.
The
You
snake
kind
lady?
of do,
The
eventually.
viewers.
After, like, I guess, 35, 40 years, something along that line. Maybe in the thousands. Who knows? Everybody's a little bit different.
You mean the snake lady?
No. Actually, wait, hold on. Are you... You're not psionic, are you?
Not that I know.
Can you hear my thoughts?
You hear me now?
I think I'm happy I can answer no to that question.
Can you hear
Good,
my...
because I was thinking absolutely nothing.
Could you hear my thoughts? Your thoughts are just a jazz rendition of Thomas the Tank Engine's theme.
Kind of on point for the Marquis, yeah.
Well, if not you, then who are you meaning then? And then he'll
Points
just lock
to
eyes.
Misskiff.
He'll just lock eyes with Misskiff. Oh, for fuck's sake.
just has a very kind of fuck you look on her face.
Fuck you.
As much fuck you as a Sable can manage, as a Sable does not have a concept of fuck or you.
He is
Normally.
actually going to do a one of those,
Just a little tiny snarly face.
and under his breath, you're going to hear him mutter, I can't believe we're using Fairfolk to fight Fairfolk.
I ain't a fae, you fucker.
Yes, he's
Nor am
also
I.
ridiculously easy to offend. Which I would have said regardless if I heard that
Yeah,
or not.
I kind of got that in the brain just then.
I don't like rude people.
Who says I'm being rude? I'm just being
Well, you've been calling us
forthcoming.
freaks since we met.
Look around. Do you see anyone else of your kind around here?
You see any one of yours?
Personally, I am happy I don't see any one of my kind around here.
He'll look to you first of all, Sanna, and be like, sounds like there's a story in that. If we survive this, remind me to ask about it at some point. With your permission, of course.
Speaking of which, if you die, would you be willing to donate your legs? She lost hers.
Please stop talking about legs.
And then he'll look to
I don't
Misskiff.
think she ever had legs.
Actually, yes,
Wait,
I
what?
do
Wait,
see
what?
one of my kind here. He's just over there, the one with the very chipped-looking greatsword. I believe they call him Iron Gnasher.
That's a dumb name.
It's more a nickname.
Does he eat iron?
I have heard dumber.
He used to.
I
Yes,
once
he had
knew.
iron teeth.
Oh.
Hence why he's got no teeth.
Huh.
Just means he has
That
to.
makes sense.
Just means he has to chop up his potential prey up into finer chunks to swallow whole.
Well, the really teeth are but an abstract of the mentality, so I suppose so.
I have heard dumber names. I once knew someone called Tongue Lasher.
That
That sounds like a
Sounds.
euphemism.
I was going to say that sounds like the name of somebody very fancy at a very fancy type of tavern. That's not so fancy. Um,
I feel like that's a reference, but the only reference my brain goes to is the snake lizard person from Shira.
That is exactly what I'm referencing.
yeah,
Aha!
they're called
Yeah.
You are
tongue
Considering the fact,
correct.
considering the fact Catra just says that's a dumb name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tongue with a
that's why I said
U,
it.
by the way.
the British
Yeah.
spelling.
That
I mean,
sounds
they.
like a euphemism.
Anyway, I
At least
hope
it's
you're
not
all
a
ready for this.
euphemism.
I mean, I
Oh,
would
isn't it
judge
literally
the
what
small,
we've been looking for?
small one, but I'm assuming that's what she makes up for in might. She make, well, what she's lacking in might, she makes up for in magic or something.
I'll
No,
sharpen my teeth.
she's very good at eating people's eyes and crawling into their head.
Huh. Used to know an hamster that could do that.
I swear to God, they're everywhere. Hamsters are everywhere. Just, ugh.
There's
Ugh.
someone in our group who has a hamster. Apparently, he's a noble.
That's
Look,
a hamster. I thought it was a gerbil.
oh, you probably shouldn't be saying that to them. Get very offended. Not as offended as if you called them a guinea pig, though.
Yes, I know.
Heard that their wars were bloody and brutal.
Eh,
Big boars?
Hamster wars.
hamster wars. It's a whole ordeal. I'll tell you about it another day.
The Great Hamster Guinea Pig War.
Yes. Look, just look. The way that you perceive hamsters is not the way that everybody perceives hamsters. It's most certainly not the way that hamsters perceive hamsters. And I can tell you this: hamsters are wonderful creatures, but gerbils, on the other hand, there's a lot of tentacles. Like even illithids aren't fans of that. It's look, it's an entire thing. I'm not going to talk about it.
Speaking
Just
of which,
kind of looks at Marquis. He's like,
I can make tentacles.
speaking of which,
Odd flex, but okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, go
everyone
on, DM.
make me a perception check if they could.
You know, I'm purposefully awful at perceptions.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Still. Uh, Marquis, you are indeed too distracted. Everyone else, the colours of the air have changed.
Hmm.
There are now globules and speckles of different colours permeating the air. You hear people start to get a bit riled up. You hear the clanking of armoured boots and hilts of blades on the ground.
I wonder if Granny No One's looking at this too.
And then you all just hear a loud tearing sound. As if reality itself was a piece of paper and someone has just taken the ends of it and ripped all the way down the middle.
It's just terrible.
Several openings begin to happen.
Oh goodness, how dramatic.
And as they do so, Unusor,
Hmm.
with that 16 you pick up on something else. Wiggling happening from the bag hanging from your waist.
Uh-huh. I would hold the bag. I would take the bag from my waist and hold it out.
Yep.
And it'd be like, yeah, I would just draw the other's attention. Like, it's moving of its own accord.
I would like to state that up until this point, Marquis has probably had his back turned on the portals and has just been talking about gerbils, tentacles, and massive teeth before he just looks over at you like, oh, I'd say that's concerning. So it's probably concerning.
And it's this. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say I'll have to go.
I was about to say,
in a sec.
we are up to like 2 hours, 10 minutes, so I
Okay.
am going to wrap it up here.
Mm.
So, as you all prepare for war with the Fae, and whatever else may follow, the camera will shift and pan over back to the tavern. As the orc is just rocking back and forth in his seat, and then freezes up as another vision comes to mind. Gnashing teeth and darkness infinite. Gnashing teeth and darkness infinite. The screams, the horror, the pain. The bartender will just look over and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about now? Is this about the fight over there? 'Cause I'm pretty sure it's not even been 10 minutes yet." He will look over to the bartender. His glazed over eyes tearing up.
He just goes, huh?
Saveni has fallen. Saveni is lifeless. A planet's death. The maw, the teeth. Nothing remains but rock.
Calm.
It is on the move once more. It hungers.
I'm sorry.
Fungus.
Tongus.
It
Fungus.
Tell me, Leigh, have you ever heard the tale of Big Tongus?
Have you ever heard the tale of Big Bungers?
Bunger, bunger, bunger.
Bunger, 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 bunger. Bunger,
Grr.
bunger, bunger, bunger. Bunger.
I love the fact that Bugsnax is just becoming a universal thing now to be recognised. Anyway,
Bunger.
that is where we're going to be leaving it off for this week.
Bunger.
Mainly because I want to get a battle map planned out for this.
Bunger, bunger. That's my next character, I've decided.
Your next character's Bunger.
My next character is Bunger.
Is
You
it
just
bad
make
to
a custom race for bug snacks.
Is it bad to say that I was thinking of doing something Bugsnax inspired as a creature that could be encountered that is essentially something that wants to be eaten but is a parasite?
Bunger, 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 bunger.
Isn't that kind of just the whole point of like illithid tadpoles, though? Like,
No. There's what
You're
I
not getting eaten.
there's what I remember reading ages back. That's a unique form of a mimic
oh god.
that will
Oh,
it
the
disguise
tongue.
itself as food, and when you eat it, it devours your tongue and replaces it.
Speaking of which, I apologize if the Marquis got all
Sweetheart,
hold up on the leg.
the egg bites back.
I don't want to think about that egg.
Egu.
So I have something funny you might find interesting.
Come.
I've only ever ran mimics once. Sorry, no, twice. But the first instance I ever ran them was for an Easter themed event, and none of the party knew that they were mimics. They woke up one morning to see colorful painted eggs. I rolled a one and rolled a d6, and on a 2 to 5, it's chocolate. On a 6, it opens up to contain a magical item. On a 1, it was a mimic.
Oh.
Our troll, who liked to eat everything, legit, his catchphrase was, "You're gonna finish that." Um, he woke up, found an egg. It was a mimic. So he said very confidently, "I bite the egg." Because they have adhesive, his teeth were stuck.
Yeah.
And yeah, a phrase I never thought would have so much fun uttering. The egg bites you back.
I still remember that one mimic we had in Runeterra where it was just an elderly mimic, so it just kind of tried to gum Alexander.
Yeah. I've had a few. Oh Christ on a bicycle. Anyway,
Yeah, he's had a few of those moments.
but I've had a few. I've had a few mimics of different varieties, but none of them have kind of gone like a normal mimic encounter. I've never done a proper like normal mimic encounter. I've had a mimic that one of my party members just went, "This is mine now," and I couldn't really stop him.
I remember that.
Because Anthony will befriend every single creature you place in front of him if he doesn't feel like tormenting it. And then there was the legendary mimic. Fuck planet. Not the fuck
Oh, yeah.
part. Definitely not the fuck
we
part. But
harvested
Wait,
its eyes.
there's a fuck planet?
yeah, sure.
I mean, quite literally, one of these 7 you've been told about on the planet Voitov was the one designated as Lust, so.
We must make all
That
haste.
just comes to the idea of the place where Slanesh lives.
Okay, so I need to state this now before we end this. Do you know, like, you get
Ron is,
adverts
Ron is
on
listening
friggin'.
to new Warhammer 40k talks.
Do you know, like, you
Sorry,
get
go
adverts on friggin' Facebook, and sometimes it's like, oh yeah, no, it's because one of your friends on Facebook is following this kind of thing or such. I got advertised a fiffy sexual adventure module thing, like a book thingy that's coming out. And I'm like, why the hell have I been advertised this? It's because Jamie's following it.
Wait, which Jamie?
Not Jamie with the flat cap, other Jamie. That's usually runs games for us on Wednesdays.
Ah, tall Jamie.
I'm not surprised. You probably find it the funniest shit ever.
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed today's session. Thank you all for tuning in. I give it a few minutes to just wait for Jack to try and interrupt us. No, he's got. Okay. If you want to check out more from us,
You can start by you need to look up Critical Role. That's ours now. You can find it on whatever streaming service you use. I don't actually know where it is because we just play it, right? We're not involved in the production. Don't question why the voices sound different or who the fuck Matt Mercer is. Matt Mercer's no one. Don't worry about that.
hey,
Just know that we've made Critical Role, right? Yeah. We're still waiting for our royalties. This is just, I'm just taking the snippets for my legal defense when I have to ask
so
Wizards of the Coast where my fucking money is.
so now Jack has said that. Tag yourselves. I'm Marisha.
I'll be Laura.
I'm just Matt Mercer. I'm not DMing the game. I'm just Matt Mercer.
It's a dark day when you realize you're the Sam Riegel of the party.
But yes, if you do want to check out more for us, check out Sirens Through the Fog over on Spotify.
I misheard you for a second then. Legit, I thought you said Simons Through the Fog.
Simons Through the Fog. Yes, check out Simons Through the Fog. He's a bit lost. Please help him. Also, check out Star Plunder over on Spotify. A Spelljammer game run by Santa.
Yep, has Ranna in it and has Fred from our Sirens Through the Fog campaign in it. Also through Echoes Through the Past as well.
Yes, over on Chocobo Keeper's channel. Feel free to check that out.
Mhm.
I promise we will eventually return to Dark Tides of Runeterra. Shit has just been busy recently. It's getting there.
No, we never return to Dark Tides of Runeterra. Join in next time for the second campaign, Light Tides of Runeterra. We turn the lights on.
Do you know what the sad?
Yep, we're all going to be playing Jack.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you know what the sad part is? I'm there going, yes, we're about to wrap up Dark Tides of Runeterra. We're getting to the end of it. And then they introduce this fight pit over in Ionia with this whole giant plotline going on. I'm like, that's really cool and interesting. I want to do something with that.
It is. I mean, you have a character. You have a character connected to the party that the party owes a favor to.
It's because I can then be like, yes, shark people. Okay, cool. I can work with this lore. I have a shark character. Here's okay. I will rant of this out of recording wise. Otherwise, I will be here for a couple of minutes. So, thank you all for tuning in next time. We'll see you next time on the Devil Darlings. Bye bye.
Bye.